Welcome to the Integrate This EdTech podcast. David and I are doing our interviews with featured guests and attendees here at the conference. And I'm Jeremy Mikla, I forgot to say that part. And I'm joined today by Debbie Tannenbaum. And Debbie is a teacher, a tech leader, an upcoming author.
Second-time author.
A second-time author. So we'll dive into that here. But welcome, Debbie. We're really glad that you're able to join us for a little spot here at the ISTE conference.
I'm really happy to be here and to be able to talk with you guys.
Yeah. So one of the first things that I want to know is how many times have you been to ISTE?
So I actually went to ISTE, went back in the day when it was NEC, and I don't remember what NEC stands for. And then I, went and did all the mom stuff. And then in 2019, I came back, and I was kind of like brand new to all of it. I had just gotten involved in social media, and I was fangirling over everybody. And then by the time I came back to the in-person ones, I had started presenting, and I've been part of the program committee for the last 3 years.
Do you remember where that one was?
Philly.
That was the Philly one.
The NEC one or the?
No, the 2019 one.
2019 was in Philly.
Yeah, I think the first one I went to was the year before that in Chicago, and I was trying to remember the year.
Well, it's funny because when I went to NEC, and I can't remember what year it was in Chicago.
Oh.
But that was before it became ISTE. But social media kind of got me connected to edtech in a whole new way, and it's changed my life in so many ways.
Yeah. What do you think is valuable for educators who are able to attend the ISTE conference?
I think, to me, the most valuable part is the people. A lot of people like you and I and other people who we encounter, we're kind of unicorns in our schools. Mm-hmm. Like, we get really excited about things that nobody else gets really excited about, and a lot of times people don't understand us, and they're like, why would you want to go do learning? But being at things like this, and being with people who are genuinely passionate about the same things you are, and also getting to learn from so many amazing people. Like, there are people here who I would never have the chance to connect with.
Right.
If I wasn't here. And it's not just about the sessions, it's about the playgrounds and the posters and the learning stages and even the events at night, no matter how tired we get. It's just amazing. It's like one of my favorite times of the year. It's one of the most exhausting times of the year. And I tell my husband that I do all my socializing within a period of 4 days, and it kind of feels that way.
Yeah. I think I actually had a couple of conversations very similar to that with people last night at one of the events that we were at, and just about how you do really connect with people that share similar passions, and you're enthusiastic about the same types of things, and they kind of become your people, your tribe.
Oh my
God,
know? Yeah. Like, you see them and you're just like even if you haven't even met them in person, you go up and you give them a hug, and you can't wait to take that picture together, and it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. And so at the conference here, you also had 2 sessions that you presented yesterday. Right?
One was yesterday, one was Sunday.
Over the last couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the sessions and how they went for you?
So the first one was on Sunday, and it was actually on the learning stage. I'm doing an expert webinar for ISTE plus ASCD. I'm still getting used to figuring out that thing.
Yep.
And the session I'm doing is talking about using AI as a thought partner to really make sure we better meet the needs of our students. And so I was with another expert webinar, Laurel, and we were basically on a panel where we were asked questions to share highlights of our webinars. Obviously, mine's to come, hers has already happened. But it went really well. It's really always awesome to share the stage with another amazing individual and get the chance to share and give people kind of here are some highlights. A lot of times people can't make it to a whole session, and so it was really nice, and we joked that we have so many people we've connected with. We had our own little cheerleading section over there, which was kind of fun. But that one went really well, and I'm really excited about the webinar on July 21st.
Cool.
And then yesterday, I did my 5C session. It's a new session. It's based on chapter 2 of my upcoming book that will come out in January. And it talks about how to help students better communicate ideas and how to help teachers better select tech tools with intentionality. Talking about whether tools are clickable, easy to use, whether they have choice, so building in some of that universal design for learning. Do they empower curation? Because a lot of times there's so much information, we don't want our kids to just copy and paste. whether they build that collaboration and how to do collaboration, and then lastly, the connection. And so, where is it? It's somewhere up here. So I actually redid my logo so that I could kind of also put that in there, and it's really becoming part of where my work's been going, is really making sure we build in those 5 C's everywhere to make sure that no student doesn't have a voice. And it went really well. So
Awesome.
It's always hard when you do a session for the first time.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And David and I do a lot of that type of stuff in presenting too. And, you know, it's always really appreciative from, I think, a presenter standpoint that you get that feedback.
Oh, absolutely.
So that you turn that into, you know, better revisions and hopefully get to a polished thing at some point.
Well, eventually I would like this to be more of like a keynote type thing.
Yeah.
So the one thing that every time I do any sort of work, I use a Talk-a-Dot, I get feedback, and I ask people how to improve it. And I looked at my feedback last night, and I usually post it on social media. Because I want to give the best I can give, and it's really important to me. All of my sessions are catered to elementary educators, though they can apply to anyone. And there aren't enough sessions for elementary educators. And so it's really important to me to deliver a quality session that they can use, because it's especially in today's world, a real big need.
So why do you think that is? Why do we oftentimes at conferences find a need for more focus sessions that deal with the needs for elementary educators? I'm kind of speaking here because I host a regional edtech conference, and in the evaluations that we get from each of those different times we've had it, is that you need more elementary sessions.
Okay, well, then you and I need to talk outside of this.
Because like it seems, and I try to target presenters from our area that I think would do a great job, and then I never get them there.
Well, you just need to bring me.
Okay.
But I was doing a conference in New York City a few years ago, and I started looking at my feedback. And before then, I was doing it for everybody. And I noticed the only bad feedback I would ever get from my sessions was that I didn't have secondary examples. And like one of those epiphanies that you can't quite explain. I was like, why am I doing this? I've been an elementary educator for 7 years. So I was like, I'm going to really focus on that. And my book that's coming out is a guide for meaningful digital learning for elementary educators. I really believe elementary educators have specific needs that aren't really addressed through the K-12 space, and so I've been there. I'm in an elementary school every day, and I just think that we need special stuff. So I've really dedicated my time outside, in my job and outside of my day job, to really supporting that.
So from an elementary tech leader perspective, we've heard a lot here at the conference from different speakers about a techlash, screen time and trying to balance, right, the amount of time with appropriate use for it, and not just using it as a babysitter, right?
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, I think during COVID, because we needed devices so quickly, we threw devices at people. And we really didn't approach it with the intentionality needed to really teach teachers how to use technology in intentional and meaningful ways. It's one of the reasons that I started writing my book 3 years ago. And I didn't know this was going to happen, but I'm not surprised. We use a lot of adaptive programming, a lot of consumption, and our kids are great consumers. But we need to teach our kids how to be creators and curators and use their critical thinking skills. And it's not about taking things away from kids, but it's about empowering them. I mean, every single one of us has our cell phone with us at all times, and we've learned how to be functioning adults. Let's teach kids how to do these things so they don't abuse these things. But instead, we always have this thing that we have to take things away. Why can't we empower and teach? And so that's something that's really, really important to me. Plus, it's really hard to be an elementary educator right now. And we need to provide better supports for elementary educators so that they don't leave. I see people leaving the schools that I support all the time, and we need to do better.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious here. I know we both have our yellow lanyards here as a certified EdTech leader.
I know, I'm still getting used to that too.
Yep, it's a different way to say that, but I notice yours has a lot more bling, I'm going to call it, as you go up and down.
I'm a little.
And you've got a few extra banners at the bottom of your badge
Yeah.
here. Are there any of those your favorites?
Well, the ISTE plus ASCD author is absolutely one of my favorites, since my book will be out in 2027, and next year I'll have a book in the bookstore. That's definitely one of my favorites. I've also gotten a chance to connect with a lot of really amazing people through the EduGuardians. It's a great group of people where they're all out to support each other, so that one. And then obviously the elementary is really special to me, because to me that's a really big passion. You know, I've continued to advocate. We don't have enough elementary sessions. We need to have more elementary programming at the ISTE level, plus ASCD level, or however we're going to call it today. But like organizations like TCA have an elementary conference, and I've been there almost every year for the past few years. Why we should have more things like that, and I'm hoping to be able to, you know, be part of encouraging that. And it needs to not just be something that's happening on a, you know, semi-national level or state level, but something that's really addressed on a national and international
And much
level.
more intentionally.
Much more intentionally, and I give TCA a lot of credit, because they really do a great job addressing all of those things.
Absolutely. Well, Debbie, here, before I let you go, you know, do you, other than your book coming out, you know, are there any other things that you're looking forward to after ISTE is over that you have coming up?
So I am going to be a Google Innovator. I am a Google Innovator.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work this year working with our Enhanced Autism Center teachers, helping them use AI to help build literacy morning meetings and scaffolds to better meet the needs of their learners. And so based on that work, I'm going to get to go to the Google Innovator Academy and see how I can better support our teachers who have really, you know, who are on the margins, who mainstream edtech doesn't really address. So I get to go to Atlanta and do that, and that is definitely a dream come true.
Yeah, yeah. Well, where can people find out more information about you, or to find some of the resources that you have?
So my website's Tannenbaum Tech, and I'm Tannenbaum Tech pretty much on all social media. I'm not on X as much as I used to be. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn are probably the best places, but my website has a lot of really great resources. I've started to dabble into vibe coding, so I have a little sub website for that. But reach out to me, because I love to talk to educators about elementary tech and how we can better support all of our students.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Debbie. I hope you have a great rest of the conference.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.